Somewhere along the way, a lot of women over 40 were taught to earn less, prove more, and be grateful for whatever came their way. I really want you to sit on that for a second. Earn less, prove more, and say thank you for the privilege? Yeah, we're not doing that anymore. Welcome back to the Jameela Adams Experience, a podcast for women over 40 who are ready to rediscover their strength, their voice, and yes, their confidence with money. Because today, we're talking about not surface level pricing. We're not raising our rates advice. We're talking about pricing with confidence, and especially for women over 40. When your experience is deep, your tolerance level for nonsense is very low, and you're done playing small. So let's be honest. Most women are underpricing because they don't know their worth. You know your worth. You're underpricing because of fear. Fear of scaring people away, fear of being seen as too much, fear of being rejected, fear of feeling like you're starting over, especially if you've pivoted or reinvented yourself later in life. Here's one thing nobody talks about: fear of stepping fully into your power. Because when you charge confidently, you can't hide anymore. But here's the truth: you're not actually protecting yourself by charging less, you're exhausting yourself. And underpricing doesn't make people respect you more. It usually does the opposite. Underpricing costs you more than money. It costs you your energy. It costs you boundaries. It costs you joy. Low prices tend to attract high maintenance clients. And trust me, we have enough of those. These clients have more demands, less respect, and very flexible expectations of your time. And trust me, that is something we need to stop doing. So, you ever notice how the lowest paying clients want the most? And obviously, they're the ones doing the most. They want the most access, the most revisions, and the most emotional labor. And trust me, after dealing with a client like that, I had to sit and think to myself, what did I get myself into? Thank goodness the project didn't last long, but the ramifications of it sure lasted longer than the project. So here's what I want you to consider. When you're working harder than ever and you're still wondering why your bank account doesn't reflect it, that's not business. That's burnout in disguise. And we're not going to burn ourselves out over clients. So this is why we have to start charging, and charging what we're worth, and charging what makes sense, and being strategic. So this is the reframe. If you're over 40, you're not new. You're a seasoned vet, and pat yourself on the back for that. You're not charging for time. You're charging for experience, your lived experience. You're charging for the mistakes you've already made so your clients don't have to, for the efficiency that comes from knowing what actually works, for the discernment, the intuition, and the clarity. This is what you're charging for. So when you think of those shortcuts you give your clients, that quick diagnoses, that calm confidence, that's earned. And it deserves to be priced that way. Here's another shift that changes everything. People don't actually want services. They want results. They don't want coaching sessions. They want clarity. They don't want a website. They want growth. They don't want strategy. They want confidence and forward momentum. So when you describe your offer, stop listing features. Start naming outcomes. Not 3 sessions, but a 2-week clarity intensive to help you confidently launch. Same work, different energy, higher value. When you speak to outcomes, pricing confidence follows naturally. This is where most women struggle with. And trust me, you're not alone. You say the price and you immediately start explaining it, justifying it, discounting it, and talking yourself down. Say this instead. Say the price and stop talking. Always remember, confidence doesn't come from long explanations, it comes from certainty. So here's the truth you may not love at first, because it sucks to hear, but it's something we all have to deal with. But think about this. If everyone is saying that they love your prices and they'll say yes to it, I hate to break it to you, but your prices are probably too low. The right price should stretch you a little. It should make you sit up straighter. It should filter out your clients because, as we said previously, when we charge low, we get high maintenance clients. And that's not good, especially when they're constantly demanding things. So, this is when you have to start charging with confidence, especially because not everyone is meant to work with you. And that's a good thing. I had to learn that. So, you're not for everyone, and your prices should reflect that. So, if anything, I want you to take with this is you didn't make it this far in life and business to play small with your pricing now. Confidence isn't about feeling ready, it's about deciding you're done undervaluing yourself. So, here's your challenge because you know we don't leave out of here without one. Ask yourself these questions. Are you charging for comfort or are you charging for value? Because honestly, those are two very different businesses. So until next week, I want you to be inspired, be inspiring, be encouraged, be encouraging. But most of all, I want you to be you and start charging what you're worth. And I'll talk to you next week. Take care.